is about to cook some lamb, I think, right?
Oh, absolutely. And in fact, we're just beginning here. We got about 12 rounds to go with my man, Chef Champ. That's his name, Champ Spidell.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you. From Persimmon restaurant in Bristol, correct?
Bristol, correct.
All right, my friend, you are going to make us some fantastic lamb.
We are. We've got some beautiful lamb. We're going to do a rillette from the
What is a
underbelly.
rillette?
Rillette, traditionally it's cooked in fat. We're actually going to cook this in stock. It's meat that you braise, cook in a little bit of stock, and then we kind of roll it into a cylinder. So it's using up all the scraps.
Okay.
So we're going to use the entirety of one part of this animal. We're going to serve with some beautiful local parsnips. These are cellared parsnips from Fort Town Farm, just up the road.
Right.
Serve it with a nice puree of that. We've got a great sauce that we made from the bones from the original carcass.
Okay.
And that's about it.
What are the rest of the ingredients we're seeing here that you're going to add?
These are just some breadcrumbs that we're going to cook we're going to fry the rillette in. A little mustard. Again, our parsnips. These are some little sprouts that we grow at the restaurant. We're just going to cook the parsnips in a little bit of cream. That's just a little cream.
Okay.
Cream and milk combination.
Half and half?
Correct. We also have some local greens that we braise down. We cook with a little shallot, a little garlic, and then we wrap them very neatly in a little Swiss chard leaf. So it's a little fussy, but it looks a lot better than just a big pile of greens.
It's very pleasing to the eye. Now, what kind of mustard is this?
This is just a French Dijon style mustard, correct?
Okay. And how are we going to cook it, and how long is it going to take to cook?
It's not going to take long at all. We're going to sear our lamb saddle. This is from the saddle. We've actually taken the top loin and the tenderloin. We've rolled them together. This was the whole piece originally.
Right. So not long at all.
Not long at all. It's going to take probably 5 minutes to put the whole thing together.
We're going to do it in the pan.
Exactly.
Fantastic. We're going to come back and we're going to start. Fantastic. All right, Champ?
Thank you.
All right, we got 5 rounds to go. Pace yourself. Back to you guys.
Willie, what's happening?
Well, I tell you what, Courtney, we're actually going to have to go back to Courtney in just a minute because I understand we're giving away some free tickets to an event.
Yes.
And these tickets are like $100, $125 bucks.
$125, yeah.
So
sure.
$250 in prizes we're giving away this morning. What are these tickets for?
This is for a Share Our Strength benefit, which they have several benefits. A great organization. Their goal is to end childhood hunger, literally by 2015. It's a very ambitious goal.
Yeah.
But they host. This is just one of many events. They host these events at restaurants around the country. A tasteful pursuit, and they have chefs come in. We donate our time and ingredients to host a dinner, and all the proceeds go to Share Our Strength for these programs. To end childhood hunger, and there's a tremendous amount of educational programs. Again, one of many. This is a dinner held at Al Forno on Monday.
On Monday, this Monday coming up.
Correct,
what time?
On the 1st. It starts at 7 p.m. and it is $125 per person. And you've got some great chefs: Tony Mantuano from Spaggia in Chicago.
Yeah.
You've got Walter Pretenzo, who's here in Providence. Andrew Schatz. Garrison Confections.
And a whole list
chocolate.
that goes on and on. I've had Garrison Confections chocolate. It's pretty good.
Probably should have had him here today with all the chocolate.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, we're going to make one of the dishes that's going to be there, but for now we'll throw it over to you guys. Welcome back to the Roadshow this morning in the kitchen. We are whipping up a fancy schmancy dish, which I've already seen the final result, and quite frankly, can't wait to eat. So, what are we
That makes 2 of us, so don't you...
Do you like lamb?
I love lamb.
Me too. I think it's an underrated meat.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't. They're afraid of it, I think.
I don't know why.
It's a little too gamey.
Yeah, I was raised on lamb. We always had lamb on Sunday.
Well, you're a little bit from the South, from what I understand, right?
Little bit, yeah, a little bit.
So that's kind of a staple down there.
Yeah.
So what's the next step here?
All right, well, we got a lot of steps.
Okay.
It takes a couple of days, but this is going to take a couple minutes. We take a lamb. This is from the lamb saddle. This is one half of the lamb saddle, which is like right here.
Okay.
So the strip loin, the strip loin, the tenderloin, we boned it out. So that's the tenderloin. That's the strip loin. This is a flap of muscle. What would be the flank steak. We would strip that off. It's a little tough, so we braise that in stock that we've made from the bones. After it's cooked, after about 3 hours, we shred it. We mix in a little bit of the stock. We mix in some chives, some parsley. We form it into a cylinder.
Yeah. That almost looks like a pate.
It's kind of, you could call it pate. You could warm that up to room temperature and eat it, smear it on some bread. It'd be delicious. We form it into a cylinder. We're just going to bread that. We brush some mustard on this.
Yeah.
And this is just one part. It's a way to use the whole animal, so there's no waste.
Yeah.
I also want to mention, you know, kind of a fancy schmancy dish here might be, you know, this is very much above my skill level, but hey, if you don't want to have to make this, but you'd love to taste it, you should head out to your event on Monday.
Absolutely.
To the event, and of course you're Persimmon.
And to Persimmon, correct.
And, guy's great, because you know what his name is? You haven't heard? Champ. God-given name, Champ Spidell.
A little bit of olive oil, I assume?
A little bit of olive oil or canola oil is fine, or clarified butter. We're going to sear the rillette in that. We've, I said, coat it with a little mustard, which is delicious with lamb.
Okay.
And then that's going to help have the breadcrumbs adhere. These are just simple breadcrumbs.
Mustard, nature's glue.
Right.
And we just let that sort of simmer. That's going to take a couple of minutes. It's already cooked. We're just warming it through.
Okay, that's
so the
good,
consistency,
I'm going to eat that.
because the consistency will then be like a braise.
Right.
Only it stays in a nice cylindrical form, which is great.
Okay.
We've taken up the hot pan here, again, a little more oil. And after we've butchered our lamb, we kind of roll it up and we tie it with some string, and then we get a little portion like this. We can cut it into a cylinder there, and then we just cook that.
And I think it's interesting, you know, I didn't realize that you could ride a lamb, but now I know that they have a saddle.
They sure do.
Okay, next time.
You know what's I'm going to say odd, but I'm surprised at.
Yeah.
That of all of the chefs, and we have a chef pretty much every day come in, I wasn't aware that you cook so much on the stovetop with pans.
Right, yeah.
I thought a lot of it was in the oven.
It depends. Our style is we do a lot of fussy, silly things that take a lot of manipulation.
Yeah. But you know, the girls kind of like the fussy, silly things. I'm one of them. I like to go out to it. You know, when you set it aside and it's going to be a date, you go and there's an enjoyment in seeing the work that went into it. There's a visual pleasure in addition to the taste as well.
We're going to charge you an arm and a leg, so we better look like we're doing something back there.
And you know what? Thank you. I'm serious. That you realize that you know, hey, listen, some restaurants are going to cost a lot of money,
and it's going to be a special event.
And so we want to make sure that what we put in front of you is pleasing.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I'm glad you get that. Quick parsnip puree. We take parsnips. These are grown locally here. They're cellared. They're obviously not in the ground right now. We put some cream, a little milk. Right, and we bring that up to a boil.
Go ahead.
You have to season that.
All right,
it's almost like a mashed potato, but
it is, but
that consistency at least.
But it's a
flavor.
parsnip flavor, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
If you've never had a parsnip, try it. It's very similar to a carrot, but it's got a much more intense, sweeter flavor.
All right, champ, we got about 40 seconds left in round 12.
I'm going to baste the lamb with a little bit of butter.
You're ahead on the scorecard here. Let's go.
Always baste your meat, all right?
Oh, yeah.
That gives it nice flavor.
Look at the technique.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Pull that off.
Yeah.
We're going to let you cut that.
All right, I'll go ahead.
We put it on this board here.
Okay.
Be very careful. It's still hot. We took some spinach and some Swiss chard. We braised it.
I noticed that.
Then we formed it into a ball. We put a nice leaf on top.
Yeah, you wrap that up.
Put it in a towel. So we have a nice little ball of that.
Now, does that sauce go on that, a hollandaise or something?
No,
like
we cook that. We can cook that in the same pan.
Okay.
Again, a little butter.
Get the flavor.
Baste that. All right. A little salt. Let's see if we haven't burned our rillette.
Don't burn that. All right, we're getting...
Well, we got a little color.
All right.
That's not bad.
Well, I tell you what.
All right, it's taste time.
I'm going to try this rillette over here.
Let me put a little sauce in there.
All right,
a nice
go for
sauce, a lovely sauce.
Hurry up, chap.
We made from the bones. Here we go. Whoa,
Here we go.
Sauce. Sauce on the rillette.
There it is.
It's delicious
Just
already.
like Mom used to make.
Ding, ding.
Delicious.
Gentlemen, go to your
man.
neutral corners.
Listen, worth all the fussing.
Good stuff?
It is good stuff.
Good stuff,
Man.
Michelle Muscatello.
Delish.
Can you hear what we're saying?
I sure can.
Who's bringing a rock?